Have you ever seen a bond so strong it makes your heart stop? This is the story of Emma and her 95-pound shadow, a pit bull named Bruno who refuses to let her sleep alone. Every single night, without exception, our 6-year-old daughter Emma shares her small bed with a massive pit bull named Bruno. And honestly, watching them together never gets old. But the story of how we got here? That's something I need to tell you. When we first brought Bruno home from the rescue shelter, Emma was barely 5 years old. Bruno was about 8 months. Home muscle and energy, with a face that looked tough, but eyes that told a completely different story. The shelter warned us he'd been abandoned twice before. They said he had trust issues and might take months to adjust. We didn't care.
Mom? Dad?
Something about him just felt right. If you're still watching and you haven't subscribed yet, I have to say that breaks my heart a little because stories like Bruno's deserve to be shared with people who truly understand the magic between kids and rescue dogs. Hit that subscribe button. Not for me, but because you get it. You know these moments matter. The first few weeks were rough. Bruno wouldn't eat unless we sat right next to him. He flinched at sudden movements, and he never ever relaxed. He'd pace around the house at night, checking doors and windows like he was waiting for something bad to happen. We gave him space, showed him patience, and let him move at his own pace. Then one morning, everything shifted. I woke up at 3 a.m. to check on Emma and found Bruno lying on the floor right outside her bedroom door. Not inside, just outside, guarding. His head was up, ears alert, eyes half open. He looked at me as if to say, "I've got this." I didn't move him. I just quietly closed the door and went back to bed, my heart absolutely full. Night after night, the same thing. Bruno took his post outside Emma's room and stayed there until sunrise. We started calling him her night guard. Emma didn't even know he was there. But Bruno knew, and that was enough for him. Then came the night that changed everything. Emma had a nightmare, a bad one. She woke up crying, calling for us. Before we could even get out of bed, we heard Bruno. He was in her room. We rushed in and found him standing beside her bed, gently nudging her hand with his nose, his tail wagging slowly. Emma wrapped her arms around his thick neck and buried her face in his fur. Her crying stopped almost instantly. She whispered, "It's okay, Bruno. I'm okay now." From that moment on, Bruno didn't sleep outside her door anymore. He slept inside, right next to her bed, on the floor at first. Then slowly, carefully, he started resting his head on the edge of her mattress. And one night, Emma patted the blanket beside her and said, "Come on, Bruno, you can come up." And he did. Slowly, like he was asking permission with every movement, he climbed onto her bed, circled twice, and curled up right beside her. Now they're a package deal. If Emma's doing homework, Bruno's lying under the table. If she's outside on the swing, he's sitting beneath it, watching. If she's eating breakfast, he's got his head resting on her lap, hoping for a bite of toast. And if she's gone, even for a few hours at a friend's house, Bruno becomes a completely different dog.
You want to bring that with us? Okay, let's go.
He stops playing. He barely eats. He just sits by the front door and waits. The second she walks back in, it's like someone flipped a switch. His entire body lights up. He jumps, spins, and makes this little howling sound that's half cry, half celebration. It's the most beautiful thing you've ever seen. Last winter, Emma got really sick. High fever, couldn't get out of bed for 3 days. Bruno never left her side, not once. He didn't eat, he didn't go outside. He just laid next to her, his big head resting gently on her stomach, like he was trying to take the sickness away himself. I've never seen loyalty like that. Not from any human. Not from anyone. There was also the day she fell off her bike and scraped her knee really badly. She was crying, and before we could even react, Bruno was there. He licked her face, sat down right in front of her, and just stared into her eyes. She stopped crying. She hugged him, and she said, "I'm tough, Bruno, just like you." I had to turn away because I couldn't let her see me crying. They've done everything together. Halloween costumes, birthday parties, lazy Sunday movie marathons where Bruno somehow ends up with his head on her pillow and his body taking up 80% of the bed. We have thousands of photos. Snapshots of them playing in the backyard, covered in mud and laughing. Pictures of Emma reading him bedtime stories, his eyes half closed like he's listening to every word. Videos of them running through the sprinklers. Bruno always slowing down so Emma can keep up. But nothing compares to the real thing. Seeing them every single night. Two best friends, completely at peace. Her tiny hand resting on his chest, rising and falling with every breath he takes. Just yesterday, we caught Emma having a tea party in the living room. She had set up her little table with plastic cups and plates, and Bruno was sitting right there beside her, wearing a flower crown she'd made from the garden. She was pouring imaginary tea into his cup, asking him about his day, and he sat there perfectly still, looking at her with those soft eyes. When she offered him a pretend cookie, he gently nudged her hand with his nose, playing along. My wife and I watched from the doorway, both of us fighting back tears. These are the moments no one warns you about when you adopt a rescue dog. The moments that fill your heart so completely, you think it might burst. People ask us all the time, "Aren't you worried?" He's a pitbull. He's so big. And honestly, that question used to make me angry. But now I just smile and say, you don't know Bruno. Because if you did, you'd know he's the gentlest soul we've ever met. He's patient, he's kind, and he loves our daughter with a purity that most people will never experience. The same dog that people cross the street to avoid is the same dog that lets Emma dress him up in princess crowns without complaint. He sits still while she paints his nails with washable markers. He's never growled at her, never snapped, never shown even a hint of impatience. Instead, he moves around her carefully, like he's constantly aware of his size. When she was learning to walk, he'd let her hold onto his back for balance. He didn't need training for that. It was pure instinct. Bruno didn't just become our pet. He became Emma's protector, her best friend, her silent guardian. And I genuinely believe he saved us just as much as we saved him. Before Bruno, our house was just walls and furniture. Now it's a home filled with paw prints, tennis balls, and unconditional love. He taught Emma about responsibility and loyalty, and he taught us that second chances aren't just for people. They're for broken souls who just need someone to believe in them. Rescuing him was the best decision we ever made. Not just for him, for all of us. If a story like this resonates with you, if you've ever seen this kind of unbreakable bond between a child and a rescue dog, drop a comment and tell me about it. I'd love to hear your story.